The rain pounded against the window like an urgent drumbeat. Alex sat at his desk, the glow of his old computer screen casting long shadows across the dark room. He hadn't been expecting anything. It was late, and the world outside felt like it had slipped into another time. That's when the notification popped up on his screen. A message. Simple enough, but it was from an address he didn't recognize. He thought about ignoring it. Spam. Junk. Something the internet had thrown at him. But there was something unsettling about the sender's name, visitor@unknown.org. Alex hesitated, his hand hovering over the mouse. He clicked it open anyway. The message was short, almost cryptic. We are returning. You will not remember us. You will not know us. But we know you. He stared at the screen, the words burning into his brain. A cold chill ran down his spine. It couldn't be real. The visitor's alien life had left years ago, after that one brief encounter. It wasn't possible. And yet, the words seemed too deliberate to ignore. Alex tried to shake the feeling off, but a knot of dread twisted in his gut. He wasn't the only one who had received the message, right? He quickly checked his inbox, scrolling through his contacts. Nothing. He Googled the sender's name. The search results were nothing. No one had heard of it. The fear settled deeper into his chest. He had to go to the authorities. But something told him that by the time he got there, it might already be too late. It wasn't long before strange things started happening. At first, they were small, subtle disruptions. A phone call that ended before Alex could answer it. A shadow darting across his peripheral vision when he was alone in his apartment. Then, things got more intense. Alex was walking home from work one evening when he saw something out of the corner of his eye. A figure. Tall, shrouded in darkness. It wasn't quite human, too still, too quiet. He stopped, heart pounding in his chest, but when he blinked, it was gone. Disappeared. But that wasn't the strangest part. When Alex reached his apartment, the door was ajar. He didn't remember leaving it unlocked, but he stepped inside anyway. There was no sign of forced entry, no break-in. But there, sitting on his kitchen table, was something that wasn't there before. A small, metallic object. A strange, almost otherworldly artifact. It hummed faintly, as if alive. Alex's hands trembled as he picked it up, his mind racing. This was real. They were back. But why? And what did they want? He couldn't shake the feeling that they were watching him, studying him. Everything he did seemed to be under some sort of scrutiny. As the days went by, he began hearing whispers. No one else could hear them, only him. The whispers were soft, distorted, like voices from a far-off place. But there was no mistaking the intent behind them. They're coming. It's time. A knock at the door one night sent Alex's heart into overdrive. He opened it, only to find no one there. Just a note. In all caps, it read, "Don't forget." The message felt like a warning, but also a command. The visitor, whoever or whatever they were, had been here before, and they hadn't left for good. Alex couldn't keep running anymore. He had to know what was happening, and he had to know now. He contacted an old friend, Sam, a former government employee who had worked on the alien encounters years ago. Sam had been part of the team that first discovered the alien presence, and he'd always been cryptic about the details. "Sam, you've got to tell me what's going on. I've received a message from them," and Alex started, but Sam cut him off. "Don't talk about it over the phone." Sam's voice was a strained whisper. "Meet me at the old observatory, midnight. You'll understand everything then." At midnight, Alex arrived at the dark, isolated observatory. The air was cold and still, like time itself had stopped. Sam was waiting for him inside. "They never left, Alex. They never left," Sam muttered, pacing nervously. "The visitors, they've been hiding in plain sight." Sam explained what Alex hadn't known. The aliens had come not just to explore, but to assess humanity. Their true purpose had never been made public, but their interactions with humanity were far from accidental. They had come to observe, learn, and ultimately decide whether humanity was worth saving. They had promised to leave, but they hadn't. They'd been watching, quietly waiting for something. The message you received. It wasn't just a greeting, Sam continued. It was a countdown. They've decided, Alex. They've decided to return and finish what they started. But this time, it won't be as peaceful. The alien visitors had hidden themselves in human society, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true intentions. But what had Alex forgotten? What had the world forgotten? It's not just a warning, Alex, Sam said, staring at him with cold eyes. It's a call to action. The visitors are returning, and they're bringing the end with them. The story explores the nature of memory, responsibility, and the unintended consequences of past decisions. The central theme revolves around the idea that humanity may have unknowingly set the stage for an event they are not prepared for. It raises ethical questions about our ability to recognize and handle the long-term consequences of our actions, especially when dealing with unknown and powerful forces like the alien visitors. The ethical dilemma lies in the choices we make when we are unaware of the full impact of those decisions. In the story, the visitors are seen as both an external threat and a reflection of human shortcomings. Humanity's willingness to forget the past, ignore warning signs, and blindly move forward without recognizing the potential costs of their actions creates the circumstances that lead to the looming catastrophe. It asks, how much responsibility do we bear for our history, and are we truly prepared for the consequences of our ignorance? The visitors, while alien, symbolize the price we may pay for our actions when we fail to learn from the past. The story pushes the audience to confront the moral consequences of ignoring the things we'd rather forget, urging them to consider the long-term impacts of their decisions and the importance of remembering.